Hey guys, kia ora, whakalofa lahi atu, and no mai hoki mai hara mai ki tōku podcast, Life Lessons with Leash. Why do I feel like I'm doing the intro? This is how my brain just automatically kicks in to gear. But kia ora, morena, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. And oh my gosh, so many things have been happening. I had my sisters come over I think it was not last week, the week before. They were here for a whole week. They're twins. They just turned 18, and it was lovely to host them and take them around. We did so much. It was jam packed, and then I freaking got sick as well. But yeah, took them around, and fuck, you learn so much from your sisters, and they're my younger sisters too. And I grew up in a time where if you're younger, it was like you got nothing to teach me. You don't deserve to talk. Your voice isn't important. That was the kind of upbringing I had. Be seen and not heard. Because you're younger. Listen to me because I'm older. Stuff like that. So it was lovely to change that. Generational cycle. I say to them, their voices are just as important as mine. Please speak to me. Please tell me all the things. They teach me so much. I had a realization of fuck, these are my little sisters. Have I taught them anything? Am I a good sister? What can I do better? So having those conversations with them, and realizing for myself, I definitely still things I need to work on. My patience. There's sometimes where I get defensive and I'm like, oh, I've not felt this way before. Why do I feel so offended? Why am I defensive in this moment? So working on that. And they're very much don't like to be in posts and photos and stuff like that. And you guys know me, I post my unfiltered shit. I'm just anything. Anyway, I'm so aware of what I look like. And to be honest, I don't give a fuck what you think, that's an ugly photo or whatever. I'm like, no, it's me, and that's me in the moment. And I was at that space, and yeah, post it. I don't care. But for them, it's you have to get permission to post. And I think I struggle with that sometimes just because I just post willy-nilly, and then afterwards I'm like, oh shit, should I have asked for permission? Or maybe they come to me and say, hey, I don't like that, and I take it down, all these things, right? And there was a part of me where I was like, oh no, they're falling into this trap of thinking that, or worrying about what other people think and stuff. But I was also they're 18 years old. When I was 18, I was very much the same. I wanted all my photos to be perfect and look good and me be happy with it. And that makes sense, right? And it's also a journey for them to go on in their life. Maybe they aren't feeling confident, or maybe they don't like what they see in the mirror or whatever. I'm not saying that's what they actually like, but just for examples, right? And it's for them to go on their own journey. And who am I to rub them off that? All I can do is show up and be me, be who I am, and be my confident self, and them see me love myself in the mirror and be good in myself and post whatever the fuck I want. And that's what I can do in the world, right? Or that's what I can do. In my life, I feel like I've been out and about and all these things. I've been in amazing, incredible freaking spaces. I've been so inspired. We had International Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day. I had an amazing time. My beautiful friends at Lash Fix hosted a networking event, so that was freaking incredible. I went and supported them, helped them out and stuff, and just met some really, really incredible people and made really cool connections. I also just a couple of days ago, went to a TEDx talk. A couple of my friends were also speaking there, which is incredible to call them my friends, doing amazing things in the world. My coach and friend and mentor did an amazing TEDx talk, and that was so inspiring in itself. And there was a moment where I was like, wow, if I could share my message with the world, what would I say? What do I have to say? What could I talk about? And really got me thinking about why I do the things that I do and why I'm here in the first place. And yeah, what kind of goals do I have? And a lot of people, because I was like, maybe I'll do this one day. A lot of people are like, you should, you're gonna do it. You have so many things to talk about. You have this and that. Do it next year. And I was like, Yeah, like I think I may do this one day, but definitely not next year. And I was thinking about this the other night as well. I was like, it's so nice to be around people who hype you up and be like, yeah, you can do it, girl. You got so many things to talk about. Go do it now. You're fine. Like, as I was like, oh, I'd love to get some, some speaking coaching and some help, and so I can really, really deliver my message well. And you've got to memorize that shit, right? 15 minutes memorizing, it's like dead silent, and people are just staring at you, waiting for you to share. And then it goes up on YouTube for the world to see. Um, and I was in bed thinking, like, I would love to do that, and how amazing that I have all these friends who are hyping me up. But also, it's a bit of like, know yourself. Wow, I was like, I am not ready, and it's not really something that I do actually want to do in the near future. It was just, I've never thought about doing one before. It was just on that day feeling inspired, and I think it's so important to get yourself in those spaces, because it unlocks something in your brain, right? It unlocks more, things that you could do. It like opens up a whole new bunch of possibilities, what you could do in the world, what you want to do, all these things, right? So I thought that was incredible. I was a bit like, know thyself as well, though. It's not something I want to do in the near future. It's not really something on my bucket list, to be honest, but it would be nice. And it kind of is another reason why I'm doing the podcast that I am doing today. It's your quarterly, like, kick up the butt. I was talking to a client the other day, and she was like, or a potential client, she was like, I just need, accountability, a kick up the butt. And I was like, I can give that to you, sis. I can push you to that next level and get you going with your goals and dreams. So this is your quarterly kick up the butt. How are you going with your goals and dreams? How are you on that road to, the end? And I only say this because I have since had a realization. You go through the year and you get yourself in these really inspiring places, right? You get inspired and you come up with new ideas, and you have all these ideas, right? And at the start of the year, you guys know me, I had my 2024 a goal getters call, and I was like, three things, focus on three things, and three things only, because we can do everything, but we can't do it all at once. And it's better to, instead of having 100 buckets or cups that you're trying to pour into, just have three, because you're more likely to get those three done and accomplished. And over the time, I've added more cups and been like, oh, new idea, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do more events, I want to do, and I started doing all these other things. And I was like, oh, out there, I wasn't on the road. I wasn't on the road to those three goals, getting them checked off. I was all out here on the grass and all the things, right? So it was like, I wasn't in the car driving along my way. I was getting out and looking at the ocean and looking at the grass and lying on the beach along the way. It's like, get the fuck back in the car, Leash. Get back on that road to your goals and dreams. So distracted and other things. You know what? I'm not going to do that event later on in the year. I'm not going to do all these other ideas that I had, and I'm just going to get back on track and focus on those three goals and how I can get to those three goals. And if you're sitting here now and you're like, fuck yeah, that's right, I had goals in this out. What are those goals? Go back, have a look. What's your word of the year? Mine's focus, funnily enough. So I was like, fuck, get back. Get back on that road. Get back in the fucking car. Get in that driver's seat and start fucking turning on the car, that ignition, and fucking step on the pedal and let's go for it. So this is your quarterly reminder, and my goals as well. My goal is to become a certified life coach, finish my studies. And the good thing about my studies as well is I have amazing women that I did triads with as well, and we keep each other accountable. And yesterday we jumped on a call, and every month we jump on a call and we check in. And I was like, before the call, busy fucking day yesterday, but before the call I was like, oh shit, what have I done? But fucking done nothing. In the month before, I did nothing as well. I did like one call, but basically nothing. And I was like, fuck, if I keep going like this, there's no way I'm gonna fucking achieve my goal of being a certified life coach. So it's like, fuck. So I sat down yesterday and I planned it out. blocking out all my time in my calendar and actually keeping it as if it's a because I do coaching, right? So when I have coaching clients, that's blocked out for them, right? And it's like those times when I'm supposed to be studying and doing my studies for my life coaching certificate, those are times that I can't touch. Treat them like they're my clients, right? Because it's just as important that I show up to those coaching calls to coach my clients, that I show up for myself, for my goals and dreams. So I was like blocking out spaces. Nope, 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 nope. If somebody's asked me, hey, do you want to come over? I'm having this get together. I'm like, sorry, no, I've actually got it blocked out and not to fucking touch it. So I went through my calendar and was like, yep, put myself on a roadmap to graduate to graduate before the end of the year. Another one's to leave the job that I'm currently at, become a self-employed life coach. It's like, fuck, how do I get myself on the road? What's the next step? Which I have been actually quite good at. And then to become debt free as well. Have I been on that road? Wow, I just had my sisters over spinning up, going and doing all the things and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, yes, now get back on that road. Me and Mitz were talking last night. And we are like, fuck, like, what's our goals again? I was like, fuck, that's right. Like, let's get back on the road. Let's not stop fucking just buying random shit and doing random things and, all the things. We need to get back on track. So get back on track to your goals and dreams. It's so easy to get lost. There's so many things, going on in the world. It's so easy to get off track. But this is your reminder to get on back on track. It's only March. We've got 9 more months of the year. You can do a lot in those next 9 months. So that's your podcast, sis. Get back on track, start doing the things, revisit those goals, focus, stop getting distracted by all the outside noise, by all the outside things, by all the outside people, by all the, stop. I love you, sis. Thank you so much for listening, sister. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I'll talk to you next week. And next week, I also have a special guest on the podcast. So I can't wait for you to hear it. Ka kite, koe kia.